Hey there, how's it going? It's another beautiful day today, and we are here to do the Course in Miracles lessons. The lesson for today is lesson 126, so let's get right on it. All that I give is given to myself. Today's idea, completely alien to the ego and the thinking of the world, is crucial to the thought reversal that this course will bring about. If you believe this statement, there would be no problem in complete forgiveness, certainty of goal, and sure direction. You would understand the means by which salvation comes to you and would not hesitate to use it now. Let us consider what you do believe in place of this idea. It seems to you that other people are apart from you and able to behave in ways which have no bearing on your thoughts nor yours on theirs. Therefore, your attitudes have no effect on them, and their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. You further think that they can sin without affecting your perception of yourself, while you can judge their sin and yet remain apart from condemnation and at peace. When you forgive a sin, there is no gain to you directly. You give charity to one unworthy merely to point out that you are better or on a higher plane than he whom you forgive. He has not earned your charitable tolerance, which you bestow on one unworthy of the gift, because his sins have lowered him beneath a true equality with you. He has no claim on your forgiveness. It holds out a gift to him, but hardly to yourself. Thus is forgiveness basically unsound, a charitable whim, benevolent yet undeserved, a gift bestowed at times and at other times withheld. Unmerited, withholding it is just, nor is it fair that you should suffer when it is withheld. The sin that you forgive is not your own. Someone apart from you committed it, and if you then are gracious unto him by giving him what he does not deserve, the gift is no more yours than was his sin. If this be true, forgiveness has no grounds on which to rest dependably and sure. It is an eccentricity in which you sometimes choose to give indulgently an undeserved reprieve, yet it remains your right to let the sinner not escape the justified repayment for his sin. Think you the Lord of heaven would allow the world's salvation to depend on this? Would not his care for you be small indeed if your salvation rested on a whim? You do not understand forgiveness. As you see it, it is but a check upon overt attack, without requiring correction in your mind. It cannot give you peace as you perceive it. It is not a means for your release from what you see in someone other than yourself. It has no power to restore your unity with him to your awareness. It is not what God intended it to be for you. Not having given him the gift he asks of you, you cannot recognize his gifts and think he has not given them to you. Yet would he ask you for a gift unless it was for you? Could he be satisfied with empty gestures and evaluate such petty gifts as worthy of his son? Salvation is a better gift than this. And true forgiveness, as the means by which it is attained, must heal the mind that gives, for giving is receiving. What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. Today, we try to understand the truth that giver and receiver are the same. You will need help to make this meaningful because it is so alien to your thoughts, to which you are accustomed to. But the help you need is there. Give him your faith today and ask him that he share your practicing in truth today. And if you only catch a tiny glimpse of the release that lies in the idea we practice for today, this is a day of glory for the world. Give 15 minutes today. Give 15 minutes twice today to attempt to understand today's idea. It is a thought by which forgiveness takes its proper place in your priorities. It is a thought that will release your mind from every bar to what forgiveness means and let you realize its worth to you. In silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness, and seek sanctuary in the quiet place where thoughts are changed and false beliefs laid by. Repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it really means. Be willing to be taught. Be glad to hear the voice of truth and healing speak to you, and you will understand the words he speaks and recognize he speaks your words to you. As often as you can, remind yourself you have a goal today, an aim which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your brothers and sisters. Do not let your mind forget this goal for long, but tell yourself, all that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now, and I will trust in him. Then spend a quiet moment opening your mind to his connection and his love, and what you hear of him you will believe, for what he gives will be received by you. Wow, that is a beautiful lesson. It's a quite a long lesson, but it's something that we really, really need to understand what it means. So let's go back a little bit and try to, see what we get out of it. All that I give is given to myself. So as the Course says, all that you give to yourself. Now that is contrary to how we believe right now when we are in this planet thinking that things are scarce. In other words, there's a limited quantity. So when you give something, it's gone. You lost it from you because you gave it away. And that's where the Course is basically saying that that's not true. What you give can only be received, and because we are all one, what you give is also received by you. You're giving and receiving at the same time. But what are we truly giving? And that's wherein lies the real truth. What we give and what we can only give is real stuff, real things, meaning like love and happiness and peace and joy. Everything else that we give is not real. And so then when we give those things and we do something wrong, because even giving something negative is a gift in itself. When that person receives something negative and feels like you wronged them, then now you need their forgiveness for something you gave. Now, did you really give something true? No. You gave something that was of the illusion, and then you're asking for forgiveness because you feel guilty for that you gave, and that person then forgives you for whatever it is that you did, and now you feel once again whole and not feel that guilt that made you feel unwhole. It's a little bit convoluted, it's a little bit insane, it's a little bit crazy, but that's what it is. We are a little bit crazy when we focus on the illusion. We are a little bit nuts per se, because we are trying to make right things that have no purpose, things that are just illusion. And what we really have to remember, what true forgiveness means, is forgiving yourself for believing the illusion. Forgiving yourself for seeing in others the illusion. In other words, when you look at your brothers and sisters, do you see the illusion or do you see the real, the truth, that they are whole and complete spiritual beings, sons and daughters of God that have nothing but love and happiness and joy in them? And when you see that in them, you see that in yourself because you are one of them. You are one of those children of God. You are one with them. They are you and you are them. Do you see that? Probably not. And that's because you're still focusing on the illusion. And that's what we're trying to really work on today. We are trying to remember who we truly are. We are trying to find true forgiveness, and that true forgiveness is believing in the illusion, believing that what we are is the human body, that is temporary, instead of believing what the truth is, the truth being that we are whole and complete, eternal, filled with love, filled with joy, filled with happiness, always at peace. And that is what we need to forgive. Forgive ourselves for seeing and believing something that was not real, something that was an illusion, and for seeing that same illusion in our brothers and sisters. So that is actually what I think it is. Now, once again, this is just my perspective, my point of view, what I'm getting out of the Course. But I'm welcome for you to share with me what you believe, because we are all in this together, and we are learning as we go. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Let me remind you, it says to do it 2 times today for 15 minutes to focus on the thought of today, where giving and receiving are one and the same. And do that as best as you can. And I hope you do your best. You try, That's all we can do. We can only do our best. So I will see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I hope you are enjoying your time in this wonderful experience that God has given us. Bye-bye.